Hello, everyone. I was going to make this a walk and talk, but didn't have time today, so I want to talk about a lot on my mind. I'm going to start a new list of YouTube videos, and I'm not sure what the name's going to be of them, but something like The Birth of a Conspiracy Theorist. And I want to talk about maybe one conspiracy at a time. But just this whole yeah, I don't know if I can even post this on YouTube, so I might have to post it on Rumble and then uh, uh, post a link on Twitter or some uh, freedom of speech friendly platform. But I want to talk about Apollo 11. Be my first conspiracy theory that I want to talk about, but I didn't even know this. A couple of decades ago, when I was working in Ohio. I didn't even know this is a thing, and I remember there was a guy in our office um, who, under the breath, he said, "Yeah, he doesn't believe Apollo was real. Apollo 11 ever happened," and I thought he was a nutcase. I thought, oh, you gotta be kidding me. What kind of a nutcase is this? And then I became that nutcase later. It's amazing. I think it was him that turned me on to. He said, okay, just go take a look at, listen at that 1969 press conference that the astronauts gave when they returned from Apollo 11. And I did. And I think you can find on YouTube still that segment that is just made my kind of jaw drop and got me started down this path. But and now now this piece of evidence is the smallest piece of evidence I have, but it got me headed down that path. But um, the astronauts, that here they are, these heroes, right? And they should be beaming from ear to ear, side, with pride and thrilled about this, feat they were able to accomplish, going to the moon, stepping foot on the moon, right? And I swear, when I looked at the press conference, it looked like they were sweating bullets being interrogated under interrogation lights. Hold it, it's like, what? They look nervous and very strange. And then one journalist from, I believe he had an English accent, so I assume he's from England, asked a simple question that I guess they weren't expecting. So, when you were on the surface of the moon, what stars could you see? And they go, look at each other. What stars could we see? What stars could we see? I don't think we could see any stars. Did you see any stars? I don't know. I couldn't. Here they are, supposedly returning from the surface of the moon, and they couldn't answer whether they could see stars in the sky or not. And I'm assuming they should be able to see them, but it was like they were caught off guard with this simple question, and they were sweating bullets. And Neil Armstrong, I think, was he the one that was answering it? It looked so awkward, and I just said, what the hell is that? And it just started me down this path, and then the more I looked into it, more questions came. There was the video by oh, what's that guy? Made a funny thing happen on the way to the moon, and there's tons of stuff in that movie. But the most stunning to me was the footage inside the capsule, the space capsule, when the astronauts were in a Earth orbit, and they were staging a photograph to make it look like they were halfway to the moon, and they were caught staging that photograph, right? And then Bart Sabrelli, good old Bart, I love him, and later on he confronted Buzz Aldrin about that with his video that he'd never, I didn't know that existed probably, and he showed him the video or gave him the video, and he got all defensive, and he says, "Hey, we were just passengers. You go talk to NASA administration about that." What? What kind of response is that? And then, was that the time that he got punched by Buzz Aldrin, I think? Can't remember if that was the one where Buzz Aldrin punched him. And then him and his son they have, I guess, left a microphone behind by accident, and they're caught on the video. This son, is a typical thing, a teenager would say, "Should we have the CIA wax them?" What? Is that the kind of response? It's just, anyway, so that just started me down a path, and yeah, I would love to be wrong on this. Don't get me wrong. I'm not all about, I don't want to make anybody believe anything other than what they believe actually. I don't want to argue with anybody about it. I would love to be wrong on this, and I would love that this were true, that America, landed the flag on the moon. I'd love to be wrong. I just don't think I am. I don't think there's just too many crazy things to explain away to me, and I don't care. I'm not going to argue with anybody. Believe what you want to believe. I don't care. But it's interesting to me when it comes to these conspiracy theories that people get so emotionally attached to their side or their view. I don't care what you think. I'm going to try to convince you of anything. I believe what I believe. You believe what you believe. But when the thing that fascinates me the most is when certain things, the powers that be decide, or the establishment decides that certain things cannot be said, and anyone who says something against them that differs from the official view or the official narrative, they are to be marginalized and what's the word? Made fools of as tinfoil hat conspiracy theorists, and they use this term, throw it around. No, all a conspiracy means that more than one person was in on the jig, right? But they use it as a term to make people feel bad or something. Try to, marginalize people, shut them up. It's basically essentially. Who was the guy that said, "Yeah, essentially what they're saying is shut up." I think it's so hilarious that people get worked up about these things, and especially certain side of the aisle just can't handle discussion. You think one thing, I think another. I mean, isn't that a scientific inquiry? Looking at the facts and deciding what you believe about it, or what you don't believe about it, and try to prove one way or the other. But it's so funny to me that, there's so many a lot of Americans that I've talked to, and it's probably changed a bit in the last couple of decades. But no, this the moon landing is so emotionally attached to the American psyche that they will not even entertain the thought that it might have been a hoax, right? Hoax, no hoax. I, you know, I don't believe it. I would love to believe it, but I would love to have somebody be able to convince me of that. But it's not neither here nor there for me. But I think it. I don't know. It is that grainy footage, and it was the grainy footage of the moon landing was, if I understand this correctly, was a picture of a grainy black and white picture that was being broadcast to NASA, and then what we saw was even yet a grainier picture of that grainy picture. To not show them too much detail, not so the stars in the firmament, and then when NASA, the current people at NASA, the scientists, one day we hope to be able to overcome these, the scientists from NASA. One day we hope to overcome these challenges of the Van Allen belts and the radiation that an astronaut must pass through twice, there and back, and protect him. Just take the film. I love Marcus Allen, a British guy who was a film expert, and just one thing, the film would have been destroyed, right? And every shot that those astronauts took without the viewfinder from their chest is almost a picture-perfect studio photo, right? It's just so unbelievable to me. But the film itself, there's nothing special about the film, and the film going through the Van Allen belts and back, there and back, would have been destroyed. It was not. The camera was not anything special about the camera. And then I think it was was it Marcus Allen I was trying to get from the company that made the spacesuits to see what kind of radiation protection that astronauts had. There wasn't any radiation protection in those suits, and he couldn't get the information he was looking for a company. But anyways, I'd love to be wrong, but I just can't believe it. But anyways, that's how conspiracy theorists are born. Look at the facts. Something seems strange. Make up your own mind. And when you're told that you cannot have that thought, that you cannot have a thought from the approved opinion, that is a red flag. That is something is wrong. But I don't know. It's so strange in this country that almost the worst thing you can say about a person is he's a conspiracy theorist, racist, conspiracy theorist, homophobe, all these things. Anyway, so I'll maybe try and post this. I'll leave it here. I'm going to probably try and post this on YouTube, but I'll probably take it down, so I may have to go to Rumble and then post it on Rumble and then post it to YouTube. But boy, I love it so much that Elon Musk bought YouTube, and it's finally a place for people can speak their mind. There's a lot of nasty stuff on there, conversations on there. People, when they feel like they can be rude, they are rude. I don't know. But it's not like talking to somebody in person anymore, and there's a lot of rudeness flying around the internet and a lot of rudeness on Twitter, but at least we can say what we want. I had I'm sorry, this is going a little long, but I had a video pulled on YouTube, and the only thing I was doing was quoting an article from the NIH about the effectiveness of the vaccines. I was quoting an article that's on their website. That's all I was doing. And it was pulled for misinformation, right? So it's just I'm hoping things have improved there. I don't know. I'll maybe try and post this and see where we go with that. But anyways, thank you for listening. If you like this kind of stuff, give me a like and I'll talk about a lot more stuff like this. Bye-bye.